Hi guys. A very good evening from Cyprus. I hope you're well. I'm going to do a very short practice. I don't think I have enough time for anything else. Okay. Here we go. There's a few people. I'll wait for you. Okay. Alright, dice are out. We're using 362 implosion friendly set. Let's see what it's going to give us. Dice out. Hard 8, that's a primary, sitting at the bottom. Same set, 3632. One, 3, secondary. Let's hit number 1. Three, 6, 3, 2. For 5, 9 secondary. And we're down. That's it, 2 hits. That's all we need. 1415. That's all. 549, that's implosion of both dice. Takes us to 6-5, 6-4 set. Three six or 6-3. 6-3, which is secondary, good. Five, 6, 5, 3. Nice. 1-3 or 3-1-4. 3-1-4. That's implosion. No, it's a drift. Both dice off. That's a drift. Three, 5, 1. Dice up. 3, 6, 9. That's a double pitch. Two, 3, 2, 6. It's a 1-2. Explosion of the left eye. 4142. There's a aces. Implosion right. Ace 2, Ace 4. There's it's a hard 10, 5, 5. That's a warning sign for me. Five, 4, 5, 6. And that's it. 1, 6. Okay, we made some money, but nothing to write home about, I guess. So that's 7 or 8 hits in total. This mess up takes us to hard race, 6, 4, 6, 4. Three, 5, 8. Dice up. 4, 5, 9. Let's hit number 1. Nice. Let's say 415. That's it, number 2. And from there on, I become boring. Hi, Two-Wheel. Good day to you, sir. Nice. 415. Nice. 549. Nice. It's a 213. What's up, bro? I see what's being said in chat. Sorry. It's very kind of you, thank you. Here we go, 6464. This was an over-exaggerated throw, 246. Let's go to 60 and very good. Here we go, 6464. Nice. Heart 6, that was nice. That was primary. Nice. 246. Another exaggerated throw. You know, the release was too high up. So an element of luck was involved, I would say. Nice. 358. So front line winner. Not working the counts. Hi, Cadillac Jack. Very nice to see you. Yes, Dr. S, he does have a channel, and I think he went live today. Six four. 5-6. So come out. Yeah, it is. Nice. Side pitch 7. How do I know? The aces are here, so it wasn't a double pitch. The left eye just rotated to the side. It's a come out 7. Oh, well, that's okay. All right, so what are we learning about this? You know, what we're using. We're in a hardware set, mostly exploding. So we can go to 3236, which is explosion friendly die set. Let's see if it holds true or not. 3236 is a set. Dice out. 2, 4, 6, that's a secondary. 1 axis secondary. Okay, we'll take it. Now for those of you, you're at the real table, you can't tell which dies which, etc., etc. You don't have a spotter like Henry to take care of you. Look for the numbers which make sense. The numbers that make sense on a 3V set are the 3 and the 4. The numbers that make sense on a cross sixes set is the 6 and the ace. And the numbers that make sense on a 2V set are the 2 and the 5. If you get one of those in your results, feel confident in that, you know, what you're throwing cannot be sevened out by a 1 off axis. So the result was a 2-4, so we're going to go with a 6-2-6-4 set. Again, it's explosion friendly. And the result, whether we know left or right die or not, we want to see a 6 or an ace. If we manage that, it means that, you know, it's impossible for us to 7 out on with a 1 off axis, basically. Here we go. Two, 4, 6. That's a primary. 6, 2, 6, 4. Oh, an unimmediate frontline winner. It's St. Patrick's Day. Everything's great. Here we go. SJ, how wonderful to see you. Nice. Yeah, that was because of my dog. He won't stop shouting or barking. 6-1. I take full responsibility for that 7. Or rather, I should say my dog should take full responsibility for that. But it's the best kind of 7 that we could get, 6-2, 6-4. The reason being, it proves to us that we are on axis. We are doing something right. We double pitched, obviously it's not the best that we could do, but, you know, it's very difficult to stay on axis, guys. And if you do it at 50 or 52, 54%, I would say you are 25% better than what is expected. Dice up. 1, 6 again, all right. Middle finger, let's just make sure that we said our middle finger correctly. Thumb and middle finger now. Dice up. One, 4, 5. 6, 2, 6, 4. Secondary, okay, we kept axis. Takes us to 2, 1, 2, 4 set. Dice up. 3, 2, 5. Didn't like the result because it was implosion of the left die. But it's a frontline winner. And it contains a 2. So the 2 saved the day. The 3 almost destroyed the day. Here we go, 6, 3, 6, 2. Dice up. 5, 4. Oh, that was terrible. That's implosion of both dice. So, I was considering changing the set and going to hardware set, and I'm glad I didn't simply because of this result. But now the next question is, what do you do after this? Because I imploded the 3, 2, 5, it means that I need to go to a set which is implosion friendly. In this case, it's a 6, 5, 6, 4. Because if the dice come inwards, it's a hard 8, inwards hard 10. If I had the dice like so in a 6, 4, 6, 5, come in 2, 5, 7, come in 4, 3, 7. So that's why we call them implosion friendly. 6, 5, 6, 4. Dice up. 5, 4. That's a primary. And a frontline winner, apparently. So I just managed to hit 2 points. 5 and 9. What the? Alright. We're coming down. Six, 5, 6, 4. Really considering now quarter turning the dice to 4, 1, 5, 1 because I did not see a 6 or an ace in the result. I would start calling these the protector numbers. Am I going to come out? Alright, I'll stay one more. 6, 4, sorry. 6, 5, 6, 4. Guys, just give me a second. I'll be right back. I need to deal with this. Sorry about that. Alright, so we have a 4.5 bit. Six, 5, 6, 4. Nice. That's a 6, 4, so that's secondary, okay. Takes us to 2, 6, 2, 4 set. Go across 96. That's it. It's a 549, 549. That's a secondary, okay, we'll take that. 6, 4. Not just deny. Takes us back to the 6, 5, 6, 4. That's hit number 11. One, 5, 6. 5, 6, 4. That's implosion of the right die with an ace, which makes it impossible to 7 out. I like that. Three, 1, 3, 5. Nice. That's a 6, 2, 8, which is a primary, facing the front of the dice. Takes us to 3632. Four, two, six, secondary. And we just hit 25 rolls, so that's quite nice. Six, four, six, two. Dice out. Three, five is a primary facing the front of the dice. 3, 5, 8. But we should be a little bit worried about not getting a 6 or an ace in the result, because that 3, 5 may have been a drift, I guess. 6, 3, 6, 5. No, it couldn't be a drift. It could be an explosion on both dice. Dice. 4, 6, 10. That is secondary. 6, 3, 6, 5. 4 is facing front and 6 is at the top. That's a frontline winner. Okay, I think we have, for the time being, a 5-point format. Of the 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 5, 4, 5, 6 is the next set. Nice. 3 to 5. That's a secondary. 3 is facing the front, the 2 is at the bottom. Takes us to 1, 3, 1, 2 sets. Dice up. Put one exaggerated throw, hard 6, 3, 3. Takes us to 3135. With a warning sign, of course. Dice up. 5-6 or 6-5 euro. 3-1-3-5. That was a drift. 6-5 euro. No, it wasn't. 3-1-3-5. That was a double pitch. This is actually the advantage of V sets. They give you a warning sign. If I was on a hard way set, I would have been saying, oh no, I messed up. So we're on a 4-6-4-5 set. I better be a little bit careful of the middle finger, which controls the rotations, therefore the double pitch. 4-6-4-5. Dice up. Exaggerated again, 6-1. Got the rotations correctly with a 4 and a 4 here, but this one was explosion of the right die, 6-1. So if I didn't get that, let's implode the die, 6-2-8. Neither here nor there. 6-1-7. Okay, so we got over 30. All right, that was not bad. Not bad at all. We had 31 rolls, so respectable. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Henry, and everyone. All right, so I'm going to stop there because it's pretty late. I don't want to overdo it. We threw probably, I don't know how many times I threw, to be honest. I couldn't recall. No, not this one. Not even this one. Anyway, I had it somewhere. So we could go to stats, I guess. Let's see what the stats are saying. 76% boxes is great. Inside was 64%. The raw quality was 8.64. 21 SOR and SR at 8.4. That expresses the fact that we had too many come outs more than anything else. Strong numbers were 6 and 9. No 12s today, 1 snake eyes, no completion of any ATS. So we had 2 rolls. One was 11 with quality of 300 and something, 339, and the other one was an 11 with 24 points. The 339 comes from perhaps repeaters. No, it doesn't come from that. It comes from the 5-point fire bet. Thank you very much. Thank you. It takes a minute to actually, do all this and put this together, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it in terms of showing people, adding value to the people watching, making them understand what you're doing or what the results are of what you're doing. The raw quality of 8.64 is something that I came up with. It requires us to put values on all the numbers that we actually throw For example, the 6 and 8 carry a value of 5, and then the 5 and 9 carry a value of 4, and then the 4 and 10 a value of 3, and then you have the come out 7s, which are +1, yos +1, 3 craps, snake eyes, and 12 -1, because you lose on the come out basically, and they get no sort of points apportioned to them until you actually hit the repeater. So the same goes for the box numbers. If you hit a repeater, that gets added onto your total, and if you hit the tall, you get 30 points, small 30 points, and ATS in totality another 150 points, just like they pay you. And we also give points to hitting 5 points or 4.5 bets, which is 25 points for the 4 point and 250 for the 5.5 bet, and 1,000 for if you hit all the numbers. So yeah, let's go to Crapsy. Let's talk about that. Yeah, the problem with having this sort of I don't think they would mind you having something like this, but what they would mind is if you took something that suggests, recommends sets for you, and that actually becomes something that you need to learn. You need to invest time to learn when to change dice sets, why, and sort of, adjusting in real time. So we have skill at the top with 6-7, cheap one with 6-7 really. Big money Bill, big money Ray myself at 3-6. I'm always playing, I choose to play very conservatively and not to rebuy these days. Chew my fat is up, chemo is up, present play up. So well done guys, well done. We have 46, let's see, did we make 23 people? Yes we did. We had a lot more than 23 people in the positive. Well done. Very proud of you, 29 people in the positive. So, Marble was here, okay, I didn't see him. Tool was doing okay. Dr. S did fine. Uncle Hoku, I think he overinvested in the morning. I'm not sure Mrs. Big Money is here. Okay, and that's that. That's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Let me just make the chat a little bit bigger. Yeah, thank you, 510 Hawaiian, thank you. You're very welcome, Chi. Let's check out the real casino. I think the biggest help that somebody could have at the casino, if you actually believe in different dice sets and you practice them, is to have somebody there calling out left-right dice results. Because if you're focused enough, you can actually work out, am I doing well, or am I about to get a 7 and I didn't realize it? So I would say that it's pretty important to have someone there who will look after you. I trust Henry, Silent Shooter Craps. Every time I was at the casino with him, he was watching the dice like a hawk. It was very good. Oh, skill. You always make it, about competition. It's not a competition. I think the essence of this game is the camaraderie that you develop with other strangers, because you find yourself with a common objective, to make money against a common enemy. So I don't think we should be competing against each other. I think we should be happy that everybody makes money. All right, guys, stay humble. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Mine is coming to an end very soon. This is George, and dice are up.